Imagine a stadium-sized asteroid heading toward Earth, and we only have 2 weeks to stop it. When it hits the atmosphere, it becomes a fireball, brighter than the sun. It moves at 60 times the speed of sound. The impact would release the energy of thousands of nuclear bombs, flattening cities and killing millions. This isn't science fiction. In 2019, an asteroid the size of a 30-story building was discovered. It was found just 1 day before it passed Earth, closer than some satellites. Another large asteroid was spotted only 13 days before passing us. If either had hit Earth, the damage would have been catastrophic. And here's the scary part. We don't really have a reliable plan. Scientists have proposed ideas like painting asteroids to reflect sunlight, or attaching thrusters to change their course. Blasting them with lasers is another suggestion. Even crashing spacecraft into them has been considered. But these methods barely move the asteroid. It's like fighting a tank with a pool noodle. They only work if we detect the asteroid years or decades early. But recently, scientists came up with a much smarter idea, one that could work even with just weeks of warning. First, though, you need to understand something important about asteroids. Most asteroids aren't giant solid rocks. They're actually more like loose piles of gravel and dust, barely held together by gravity, which means instead of nudging them, we might be able to break them apart. So you are probably thinking, why not just use a nuclear bomb? But here's the problem. Asteroids can move at 70,000 kilometers per hour. That's fast enough to cross the Atlantic in minutes. If you try to slam a bomb into one, the asteroid would destroy the bomb before it detonates. Even exploding a nuke near the surface doesn't help much, because space has no air, so the explosion can't create a strong shockwave. The asteroid would still hit Earth. What about landing astronauts to drill and plant a bomb inside? Sounds cool. Very Hollywood. But it's basically impossible with only weeks to prepare. And landing on space objects is extremely difficult. Plus, drilling in microgravity takes way too long. So scientists had to think differently. If you want to split a log, you don't throw rocks at it, you use an axe. Their axe is something called a penetrator. Think of it like a giant tungsten spear, a few meters long and incredibly dense. Instead of firing it, you just place it in the asteroid's path. From the asteroid's perspective, the penetrator is hitting it at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. The impact releases enormous energy, melting rock and blasting tunnels through the asteroid. The asteroid then breaks apart into thousands of fragments, spreading out into a cloud. By the time the debris reaches Earth, it's scattered across a huge area, turning a planet-killing impact into something more like cosmic fireworks. With enough preparation, even 2 weeks of warning could be enough to stop a medium-sized asteroid. But bro, what if the threat isn't an asteroid? What if it's something much worse? Something unseen, lurking in the cosmic shadows? Imagine a planet-killer comet, like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. These mountain-sized icy bodies from the outer solar system travel at immense speeds, up to 140,000 kilometers per hour. They are often dark and distant. We might only detect them months before impact, leaving little time. Breaking one apart wouldn't be enough. The fragments would still devastate Earth. To save humanity, we'd need to destroy it far away, near the orbit of Mars. This would require hundreds of thousands of penetrators and tens of thousands of rockets. Such a feat is far beyond what humanity can build today. In that scenario, we'd have no real defense against the incoming threat, unless we combine the penetrator idea with something bigger. The backup plan would involve launching a rocket carrying multiple penetrators and a massive nuclear payload, a last-ditch effort for survival. Astronauts might even need to travel on a one-way mission to deploy the system. Their sacrifice would ensure the future of humanity. The penetrators would strike first, drilling deep into the comet's icy core. Then, a huge nuclear explosion inside the tunnel would shatter it from within. Instead of a single world-ending impact, the comet would become a cloud of fragments. These fragments would then miss Earth, harmlessly dispersing into space. Humanity survives, thanks to this daring and complex plan. And here's the wild part, bro. This isn't sci-fi technology. It's something we could theoretically do with today's engineering capabilities. If we prepare and invest in such defense systems now, because when it comes to asteroid defense, time matters more than raw power. If this kind of stuff fascinates you, make sure to subscribe to our channel.